we've got a full website, and I'm going to share my screen. Yeah, so today's exercises, we do have this full website. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, kind of looks like this. If I open up the index page of it, we have this website, and it has a bunch of menus, and you're probably looking at that and saying, oh my gosh, do we have to build that? And so the happy answer that I give to you is no, you do not have to build that. So what this is imagine that you went to work for this company, and they've got this nice website, but the website, they feel needs a bit of tweaking. And so that's today's exercise, is tweaking a website that you haven't actually sort of seen. So the developers have got this website fully developed. It's sitting on a laptop computer, or on a server somewhere, but in a situation where you can edit the files, you have access to the source code of the website. So you can see that here. Here's some source code from this. I think this is the same file that we're looking at. And that's complete. We got a working website, but what we have to do is we have to make some changes. So for example, we have to make a change here on the image. And so how would we do that? Well, we could go through and we could look through in the file and find out where's the image. I think you can do that. Anybody got an idea how you could do that a bit more quickly? What if we did this? What if we went and inspected the element and give it a chance to come up?
Mr. Are you recording?
Yes. And then if you highlight the image, okay. Oh, so what's this doing? That's is that not allowed to load it? Okay. Let's see. This is a bit unexpected that I got that result. So yeah, okay. So I can see it this way better. So look at elements, not at console. And do you see when I highlight this that it shows where that is? So later, when I go and use my editor, I can find that. Hopefully, I can see where it is. It's in this. It's in a div class called logo. And you've got an editor. You could probably do a search maybe in the editor, but you'll be able to sort of find in your document. And having said that, I haven't found it here, but because I've sort of slipped down through. But you'll be able to find that image. So there's our head. It won't be in there. The stuff here is the menu at the top, and right there's a drop down menu there. So that's so we see this is after all those things. There's a drop down menu we're looking at, which is about the US dollar, Indian dollar, that kind of thing, Indian rupee, sorry. Then sorry, let's get back to our thing here, because it's easy to see it in the inspect, right? Inspect, you can see it exactly, but then you know kind of where to look for it. So I know it's, if I find the site branding, and look at this also, when I find the site branding, do you see how it shows up in the image? I mean on the web page itself, when I highlight the different elements, as I highlight the element, I can see where it is on the web page. Now but you're not going to edit it there, you're going to edit it here. And so that's I can see how this is building as I go down through there. There's my drop down menu of the different currencies. There's my drop down menu of the different languages. Pretty soon I'm going to get to that that picture, right? And so I think that
Mr.
might
Is
be,
this the lab or the assignment?
this is the lab. The assignment is a lot easier. So I found it now by sort of just following through that. But as I said, so you got two ways of trying to find it. One is you can open up the thing and do an inspect. The other one is you can follow through the code using your editor. And I'm using Notepad because I want you to get used to using Notepad. But you could use Visual Studio if you want to, but it's just that remember that when you go into the exam, there might only be Notepad in there. And we're not letting you, in spite of the fact we've had students ask this, but we're not letting you bring in your laptop or anything like that into exam. So what you're going to do is you're going to follow these instructions in the lab one at a time, and do it one at a time. So don't go through and change everything and then go and see what it looks like. That could get you in a lot of trouble. What you should do is, okay, so you will go and find a new logo. Now, this is some work that you're going to have to do outside of the lab. What I mean by that is you have to go and find yourself an image, and then save that image, put it in the right folder. When you look at the stuff that you're going to download, you're going to find that when you open it up, you're going to have this Ustoria stuff. And in the Ustora, there's a bunch of images, and you'll need to put an image in, create a new image, which will be your logo for your company. So you're changing the image. You put a new image in this folder, remembering how you've saved it. Now, these are all PNGs. That doesn't mean that yours has to be a PNG. You could do it as a JPEG, as long as you know what it is. So you can do that one at a time. So you'll find your logo, you'll put it into the folder, and then you'll change the. It's just a change here, right? You'll find the place where that's the wrong one, but you'll find the place where that image is in the HTML, and you'll change the text to say that you got the right one. So it's just like that. And you'll do these one at a time. You've got a few things. So notice how it's the highlights in the exercise. You've got several pages in this website, and you need to edit several pages. So the most edits are on the index page. You got 5 different edits. So as I said, you'll take the edits, you'll do the edit, then save it, and then check to see that it worked. Now, here's some other things here that, as I say, some of these I can see straight up, right? The shopping cart looks like it has $100 and 5 items. Change this so it says empty instead of 100, and don't show any items. So I can see the 100 right there. You're going to take that and just put in the word empty, and then that it doesn't show those items. All right, remove the slider. So when you remove the slider, I see in the text here, we got this slider thing here, right? Now, oh, sorry. See the slider there? And I hope that you guys are familiar with this this commenting that we do in HTML. So, comments in HTML are different than comments in CSS. We got any comments in our CSS up here? We can see maybe. Well, that's not, yeah, we don't have any CSS. All the CSS is in separate files. Sorry. So we don't have any internal CSS. It's all external. We'd have to look at it. But the comments in CSS, are like comments in your you've been doing Python, right? So the /star thing. But in HTML, this is how we do comments. We do the less than sign, then the exclamation, then 2 dashes. Then at the end, we do 2 dashes. And anything that's in there will turn up green if you're using the Notepad++ editor. And the other thing about it is that won't be processed by the browser. So the browser won't see any of this green stuff. And so that's how you can put comments in. So what I'm suggesting here is, while you're checking to see if this is the thing that you should be removing, you could just sort of comment it out, right? See how I'm commenting that out. So I'll put a comment to start, and then I can put a comment at the end to close it off. Now, this is that should comment out the whole thing. I was a little surprised there. I thought the whole thing would turn green. Maybe I'd have to do it here. Yeah, so that kind of thing is what I'm thinking. And then you go to where you want to say, okay, well, I want that all commented out, but the rest after that, I don't want commented out. So this would be, now what I just showed you there, see how that all went green? That will not be processed by the by the browser when it renders that website. So in effect, what I've done is I've removed the slider, right? And very nice of them to put a comment on there to tell me where the slider started and where the slider ended. So by putting that comment here, now the reason why I'm recommending just putting a comment in is because that way you haven't irretrievably lost a lot of information about your website by mistake. So you know what I mean? If you went, oh, well, I want to remove this bit, and then you just deleted it. That's another way you could do it, but maybe you deleted the wrong bit. You know what I mean? And that would be not what you wanted. So this way you can do it. You can test it. Oh, did I delete the right thing? Yes. Afterwards, when you're finished doing all your editing, then you can go back and just delete all those commented out, all the green stuff. And but I mean, you could leave it as well. If you thought, well, maybe I'd like to put that slider back in later. Or what I do sometimes is just copy that out and save it in a separate file so I can put it in later if I wanted. Um, all right, so you see you've got a number of edits on there. I've mentioned a few of those. You got to fix a menu, so you're going to change some of the menu items. So one of the menu items have to go. So you'll be able to find the menu item up in there. I think that was like one of the first things we had, right? Let me take out that comment so it was like it was before. So the menu I think was at the top, in the body, in the header area. So yeah, here's, well, maybe it's a different menu, but this is a menu that is there. You could easily change the names on these things, change the places where they go to. Notice actually a couple of these menu items don't go anywhere. They just got a hash. Yeah, so I mean, you'll have to find the menu and then make whatever changes that are needed, and it'll just be a sort of editing. So you're not actually going to be writing a lot of HTML code or CSS code here. You just got to sort of tweak things a bit. Okay, now there's a thing that might be a bit of a challenge. You have to change a dollar symbol to a QR. Oh, maybe that's not too bad. I mean, just typing in QAR shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, that's what you have to do. In the assignment, sorry, it's not an assignment, this in the lab, it shows you what it's supposed to do. Now, you'd look at that immediately and you say, that's kind of a lot different. All right, so the menu's changed, the logo image has changed, the details in the cart have changed. The other thing that's changed is a lot of our colors have changed. So you're going to have to go and actually edit the CSS, because I see that yeah, I think you'll have to. Have we got colors in here? I don't think we've done colors in the document. So yeah, no. So yeah, you're going to have to go to you have to find the CSS by, if you look in the all of this stuff you're given, right? So you'll have to look in the CSS, find the one that will be the right one, and find the color and make the change so that we have this, instead of I think it was a blue or a slightly green color, we're going to get this more tan color. And yeah, so that's it's a little bit of a big exercise. I'm not going to actually do it with you. I'm going to let you sort of work on that. But I hope that I've introduced it enough so that you know what to do. So let me just summarize what it is that you need to do. There's a couple of files that you need to download. One of them is a file which is, let me just get this. This is our class. So what you need to do today is you need to download this story original, I believe, is, if we look in our content, that's going to be, so we got so many stuff. But yeah, so you see it's a zip compressed file. You're going to download that zip compressed file. You will have to unzip the file or uncompress the file. When you uncompress the file, you should end up with something that looks like this, right? It's going to be a folder that'll have the same name, and then you'll find that inside it's got all of these files. Look, there's a style file right there. So check to make sure, because it could be that this one is the one that you need to edit. It's got a color for the background, for the header. It's got a color there for this is when it says color, that's for the text. When it says background, that's a color. And so, yeah, this could be, menu area, shopping item, product count, shopping, main menu, blocking slider. So, you may have to search through to find the right place to put your color, but I'm going to actually leave that to you. Good fun. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. So I'll just repeat quickly.
When is the deadline, Mr.?
Well, I'm kind of flexible on deadlines, but obviously you'll have to have it done before the exams, right? So the exams are in 2 weeks, so I think like 1 week from now. So today's the 23rd, the end of next week. So I think I said like the 1st of April, about then.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, you got time. So bearing in mind that this is the last things that we have to do, right? We've got this and our project that you guys are working on. I'm not going to be giving you another lab as far as I know. So this is like the last lab, and then you got that assignment. So you got a lot of stuff to work on, but I hope that you'll be happy in the fact that you can't expect a lot of extra stuff coming from now. All right, so just to summarize, so what you've got is you've got an assignment, which is just answering questions. It's not actually a technical assignment. It's this: what is a form? How do forms work? That kind of thing. So you'll see that that's a fill in the blanks, but it's big blanks. It's not, sorry, not fill in the blanks. It's answer this question. So there's that type of assignment that you've got. Then you've got this lab to do, which is basically hacking. So the scenario is that you're working for a company. They got a website. They like it, but they want to tweak it. So they're not asking you to rewrite a website. They're asking you to tweak it. So let's change the color here. Let's change a menu here. Let's change an image here. And so it's about sort of search and replace on a major scale. All right. So you have to be able to look through the CSS, look through the HTML, find some code, and make some small changes. Not anything writing. Oh, and some of the changes you make is actually just removing stuff. And so that's why I showed you the commenting. So that's basically where we are with that. And I hope that